The Wyatt Six debuted on Monday Night Raw looking like they massacred the entire WWE roster, but only a few months later, Triple H massacred the Wyatt Six with his booking, and now the group has went AWOL. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We've got a bit of an update though. You thought the Wyatt Six were done? Well, they look done when you lose to Karrion Kross and his group of misfits that have been released, by the way, since beating the Wyatt Six. We have not seen the Wyatt Six since they lost to the Final Testament, and since then, 3 members, 3 out of the 5, have been released to the Final Testament. So that shows you the good place that the Wyatt Six are at. The fact that they got beat to the Final Testament, and now more than half of the Final Testament are no longer in the company, and we still haven't seen the Wyatt Six. They moved to SmackDown. We were expecting a big impact on the USA Network. Well, we're going to have to search the USA. We're going to have to search Canada. We're going to have to search the entire world, because the Wyatt Six are nowhere to be seen, and that might be down to a so-called undisclosed injury that Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, is currently suffering from.
Right, let's get into it. So, Bray Wyatt, you know what, he'd be turning in his grave. See, you know what, they should have just kept his memory at what it was, right? See this tribute act, that's what it was. The Wyatt Six was a tribute act. I mean, Eric Rowan, see if this guy's your pal, you better, cut ties, because he is going to be making a profit out of your death sooner rather than later, right? And then the rest of them are just a bunch of misfits for NXT. But see this whole undisclosed injury? This is just the dirt sheets, trying to be pally with Triple H. And
give him a pass.
We'll give him a wee pass. Look, he's picked up a wee... CM Punk got injured at the Rumble last year. He still had a part to play right up to SummerSlam before he wrestled again, didn't he?
Yep.
See this Wyatt Six gimmick? It's probably the biggest gimmick you've got in wrestling today where they don't need to wrestle. So you can keep him, you can keep him for working, and therefore you can work and limit him not to risk another injury or seriously damage the injury he's already got. And here, by the way, he's the manager. What about the other 4?
Yeah, due to their actual gimmick, I mean, the Wyatt Six is like the one group, or the group of wrestlers that you could have every week and not have them wrestling.
Yeah.
But that is not the case. They're just gone. And you know what? Their debut was, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was memorable, with the entire Raw roster just like almost killed backstage. And it wasn't just jobbers, man. You'd fucking Triple H back there wiped it. And how did they follow up? Well, they didn't. And after a few weeks, it fell off a cliff, and then it didn't take long before they were jobbing it to the Final Testament. But we have an update on the Wyatt Six, and also it looks like Alexa Bliss could potentially be joining the Wyatt Six. Now, I think she's way too good for the Wyatt Six. I mean, she's way better than anyone else currently in that group. And I think that she plays off the whole, demon character pretty well. But there's no doubt about it, man. Bray Wyatt ruined this person's career. And that is a fact. And it's not because she couldn't play into the supernatural side. She did it very well. But it's Bray Wyatt just couldn't be there. Bray Wyatt was constantly missing shows and getting injured and just not being there. And then remember, it was like Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton having to carry the show between themselves, which was pretty entertaining, to be honest. But at the end of the day, you can't really have a £90 Alexa Bliss taking on a £300 Randy Orton, can you?
No, you can't have it. And you know what, Alexa Bliss, definitely one of the better women of the past decade.
And they bring her back, and then remember they had the whole... When Bray Wyatt first came back and he was feuding with LA Knight, Alexa Bliss was still there, and they pretty much just ripped whatever she was doing because they wanted her to team her back up with Bray Wyatt, and then he disappeared again, and now we know that he's passed away. But basically Alexa Bliss's career for the last 5 years has just been stop, start, stop, start.
It has been, and by the looks of it, it looks like Bo Dallas is the exact same as his brother, because he gets injured, he doesn't get booked, he disappears, who knows what. But see, Alexa Bliss recently had a kid. You know what? Retire for WWE. That's my advice to everybody in the wrestling business. If you've already had your time at the top and you've made a bit of money, fucking don't come back. You will just ruin yourself.
It is garbage, man. She comes back, appears at the Rumble, had one match on SmackDown, qualified for the Chamber, hasn't been seen since.
There's never been such a disconnect between wrestling.
And it's like she's half in, half out.
Yep.
You see her like she's kind of looking like she's dressing a little bit like the let's call it the Demon Bliss or whatever, but not fully. And it's like, you know, either you're in or you're out. I mean, if you're going to run with that, then great. If you're not, then just go back to being the goddess, which, you know, got you over and it got your big break. I think she was very good at doing the whole Bray Wyatt stuff, but at the end of the day, she did it better than Bray Wyatt did, and Bray Wyatt wasn't there. Bray Wyatt wasn't consistent. Bray Wyatt was taking time off and mental health problems and all this stuff, and I'm looking at the rest of the Wyatt Six, and they're just fucking jobbers, man. It's fucking Nikki Cross, man, with a bit of face paint on. It's like when they had that fucking ugly person coming out, Fahala. You know, at the end of the day, it's just Sarah Logan.
Aye.
With fucking horns on her head, you know, like antlers. I mean, it's...
Nay.
I mean, we can't be pretending that these people were great. I actually do think Alexa Bliss is way too good for this faction. And see if they planned on having her in it. I think since she was the one that was actually with Bray Wyatt, she was kind of like the last one before. I know he came back and did that kind of shite gimmick where he just passed away after beating LA Knight. But like, if they were
actually, by the way, how fucking
and that ruined LA Knight's career. By that here,
no,
you talking? No, wait, that's that. How much did that set back LA Knight?
Yeah, I know, but let me get my. How bad was that Bray Wyatt run before his death?
It was awful.
Where Triple H was letting him be himself. The arena was blacked out. My name's what the fuck? What's her real life name?
Brian Rotundo.
Rotundo,
something.
My name's Brian Rotundo, and this is me. I'm not Bray Wyatt. I'm not the Firefly guy. I'm just this generic guy, the son of IRS. That's me. My brother's Bo.
Oh, but look, there's a barcode. You need to scan the barcode. Oh man, and then remember they just had they had the barcode popping up everywhere. It was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But you know what?
Or people peeking behind curtains for 6 months.
See that Raw ending with the Wyatt Six? See in terms of the last 10 years, that's like one of the craziest endings you'll ever get in wrestling. It is, and they fucking fumble it.
It is, but you know what? That Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton feud, that was one of the best feuds I think we've seen in the past. That was probably the last great feud I think we've seen on Raw.
Yeah,
that was actually good.
But 5 years ago.
I used to bash the COVID era.
I don't think it was that bad.
I think when they were first, when they were first going into COVID and first going into lockdown, that's when I think it was really bad. See, once they accepted that they were in it, and then they had remember they had that arena, what did they call it? And they had all the pictures.
I know, it was some Tron, wasn't it?
That's when it was actually decent. So I take it back. I used to say that the COVID era was the worst era of all time. It shits all over what we're getting now. But anyway, according to a report from Fightful.com, Howdy has received medical clearance to wrestle again. While creative discussions surrounding the Wyatt Six return have taken place, there's no immediate plan for the return to television. WWE officials are said to be strategically waiting until the time is right to bring back the faction. There have been rumours about Alexa Bliss being involved with the Wyatt Six now that she has returned from her hiatus. According to Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com, the belief is that Alexa has been kept off WWE television for now and will, quote, return when they start the Wyatt Six back on SmackDown, end of quote. That's according to Mr. Meltzer himself. The Wyatt Six recently teased a return on social media. I believe they've got their own, I think they've got their own X page or whatever, yeah, Wyatt Six, and it basically just said, in time you shall see, you shall behold, stand in awe, Galat 6ix9ine, we see you, remember who you are, remember what you know. Shite. Just a bunch of mumble jumbo fucking crap. No, this is...
They're all lucky not to be released.
No, but do you remember how bad this was, man? Remember that fucking 5 foot Nikki Ash? FIFA Victory! Remember she came out and was handing tapes to Michael Cole every week and he was pure bricking it?
Yeah.
Him and McAfee shitting their pants. She'd hand a tape and then it would just be fucking Eric Ronan talking.
See, like, a few years ago on this channel, we were like, oh, let's not be overly negative and try and pretend that some of this stuff's relatively alright and not overly bash it. See, now, all bets are off. I can't fucking stand this, man. I couldn't give one solitary fuck if these 5 fucking jobbers... I couldn't give a fuck if Bray Wyatt came back for the deed himself. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter who you put in this group. It's dead. It's fucking dead. Look at the Wyatt 6. Look at the New Day, right? Look at everything. This a John Cena heel turn. He dropped the ball. Of course he's going to drop the ball with a bunch of fucking jobbers for NXT. An absolute loser in Nikki Cross and an overrated bastard. And the only thing he did was a lap round the ring. See, when you drop the ball with some guys that are literally on... Triple H has dropped the ball, right, with Cena and Rock, who most people, right, most wrestling fans are going to put them on the Mount Rushmore, agreed?
Yep.
See, when you drop the ball with 2 guys like that, of course you're going to drop the ball with fucking jobbers. That's a given.
I think the Wyatt 6 is dead already.
Yeah. No, it was dead a couple of weeks after, but this is... The final nail in the coffin was weeks. You're right, seeing you're losing to a group that gets...
Released?
3/5 it released. I mean, what come on, what are we doing? 60% of them's gone.
Yeah, and it was like pretty much not long after they beat them.
Yeah, no, it's like, look at 97, right? That's a year, it was like a lot of heavy focus on factions, right? So your top factions, like the Nation, the Heart Foundation, right? And factions like that, they weren't fucking losing to DOA, who then ended up getting released.
No.
You know what I mean? And DX, you know what I mean? DX would not lose to DOA. It makes no sense, and the Wyatt 6 losing to the Final Testament is the same shit as that. Because these guys come in, and like you said, they battered Triple H. They battered like Braun Strowman and Chad Gable. And fucking more prominent guys than that as well. It's like, it's just ridiculous. It's dead. Release them. There's no fucking point. Because let's be honest, right? Say they come back and we get another good thing with them. What's going to stop us in September, October time for saying, oh, he's kept him off TV since May? Nothing. It'll probably happen. He's got no plans for them whatsoever. He's got no plans for nothing. He repeats the same shit week in, week out. But obviously each week, Raw can't fucking end with a massacre.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to do a tribute, I'd have just kept it with fucking Bliss and Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Because I think Bo Dallas is actually, I mean, out the Wyatt 6, he's the best talker at them all, like. It's not that I think Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis is shite, but they just, I don't know, man, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they had their own characters, and they're just, I mean, Dexter Lumis was alright, he's got that kind of face that he can play a stalker, but then you put him in the Wyatt 6 and you cover him up and he just looks like a gimp.
No, he does, and it's another thing that Triple H has flopped on, man.
And Eric Ronan's just a big guy that can't do fuck all.
The Redwood.
I mean, the only thing he'll be known for is losing to The Rock 7 seconds WrestleMania. That's his claim to fame.
But he's like the Grim Reaper. He gets whipped out every time somebody dies.
Aye, so yeah, you know what, man, Uncle Howdy, it's a mess. You know, it really is. Yeah, the Wyatt 6 suck, and we'll see where they go. But see this whole waiting till they have something for them? They don't have nothing for anybody, so what are you actually waiting for? It's like wrestling. Make something for them. It's not like a job where they go, oh, sorry, we've no availability right now. We're fully staffed out. You know, we only need 5 staff to do the workload that we've got.
Yeah, but also, like, the ratings are awful, right? It's not like...
Yeah, it's not like, oh, we can't bring the Wyatt 6 back because everyone else in the roster's doing a great job. We can't afford to take them off. Look at fucking DIY. What do you mean you've nothing for them? I'd be saying, see Gargano and Ciampa, get them fucking pulled.
And also, right, it's not like a proper TV show where, like, say you write season 5 of a show, but you get a big actor. You're not going to just completely rewrite season 5 so you can facilitate that actor. You'll just bring him in season 6. That tends to be how it is. Wrestling, they would lead you to believe that the writing is that intricate and all that shite, But as we've talked about in Raw reviews and SmackDown reviews, he just repeats the same fucking shit every week, Triple H. No, it's actually ridiculous. Like, back in the day, it was actually intriguing television, different stuff week to week. See now, man, it would be like, it's literally watching the same episode every week. And you're right, see if Wyatt 6 and Alexa Bliss were worth a damn, and the New Day and guys like that, even though, like, some of the stuff you could do with them could be some of the better stuff on the show, it's like, what the fuck are we waiting on? There's nothing else in the show. Look at the ratings are fucking awful.
Like, see if Austin phoned up Triple H tonight and said, I'm willing to come back and work full time. Would Triple H be like, that's great, but we're going to keep you off TV for like 3 months because we've nothing for you right now? He'd be fucking retarded to do that.
Yeah. But you're right, like, no, I don't know what it is so slow. I've never seen oh no, we can't bring Alexa Bliss back. Yo, it's like Trick Williams, right? He has been wasting away in NXT, and you know he's going to get called up after Mania. They just do not know how to protect people.
See, if this was back in the day, right? You could have said, you know what? Have Alexa Bliss actually join them, and they can have a cool 6-month feud where, you know, where she turns back to the dark side, and then after that, maybe 6 months, 9 months, maybe even a full year, they can go their separate ways, and then she can go back to being the goddess or whatever. But she's like 43 years old now, right? You know that with WWE, everything is so fucking slow and so dragged out. If they do actually commit to putting her back with the Wyatt 6, this could go on for years. Like, they could make the Wyatt 6 feud with a faction on SmackDown for 4 months, and they will drag it out. Look at the shit they were doing on Raw. The Wyatt 6 versus American Made. I mean, how many months did that last with Chad Gable running around, being afraid, being scared, and then obviously they went on to the Final Testament, and it's like, they dragged that out for so long, and what? Just getting through fucking jobbers. And it's like Triple H and the booking at WWE's now they go with, it's like, if there's a faction, let's say there's a faction with 4 people, 3 men and a woman, they need to be paired up with another faction that's got 3 men and a woman.
Yeah.
Even look at NXT. You've got the family that's got Tony D, Stacks, the other guy, and the woman. And recently they've just been paired up to take on that other faction that just got created with Sean Spears at the head.
Aye.
That has got 3 guys and a woman.
What do you call them again?
But why?
Calling.
Why?
Because it's like fucking Lego.
Everything has to be so fucking perfect. You've got 3, we've got 3.
No, but see this whole gimmick of Triple H booking the same shit every week? It's been going on for ages, man. Like, how many times did we see when Eric or Ivar was injured, whatever one, them taking on a Tears of Sorrow notice every week? And Chad Gable? It was every fucking week. Like, without fail.
Yeah, garbage.
Like, oh man.
Then you look at the Wyatt 6. Oh, look, they've got a female in it, so they're going to feud with American Made because they've got Ivy Nell. After that, they move on to the Final Testament because they've got Scarlett. It's like, why can't you just have the Wyatt 6 feud with someone who's on their own?
Yeah.
Why can't the Wyatt 6 feud with an individual guy? Turn them heel, they have the numbers advantage. It's like fucking Austin was feuding with the corporate ministry. One guy.
No, it's funny though, right? You've got guys like Karrion Kross and Scarlett who, you know what their appearances are limited to now? During the breaks on Netflix.
It's as good as it gets.
Like, they'll be like peeking behind the curtain. It's fucking embarrassing, man. It's like, no, but see 10 years ago, you could release 90% of the roster. See now, man, you could release 99% of it, and it still wouldn't be enough. And I said this to the Fid recently, man, it's like, see with sports and actual TV shows, you can always say, oh, I could write better than that, or I would manage them better than that. See with wrestling, me and you would have 127% better show than Triple H.
Easily, fucking easily.
So I'd be like, Johnny, see if you're bothering your arse coming over from Morocco, we're going to do A, B, and C. We're not just going to have you come up and repeat what you did last week in Brussels, mate, because there's no fucking point.
I don't think John can be happy with the work he's doing right now.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
I'd be shocked if John Cena deep down believes that he is he's doing great work at
Like,
this
and
moment in time.
I know you can tell, even though Punk's promo, you know, the context is shite and the content's shite, Punk can still talk. See with Cena, his heart's no in it. You see, listening to those two promos back to back, man, he's just no feeling it. And I don't blame him. But it's probably his last year, and he's like, fuck it, I kind of just need to go along with it.
Even Punk a few weeks ago when he came out and he attacked The Rock and Cena and Rollins. I mean, that's a passionate promo. You're looking at John Cena, like, and it's like he's phoning it in almost.
It's like JR, AEW.
Yeah. Anyway, Alexa Bliss potentially joining the Wyatt 6. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything at WrestleMania 41 for either the Wyatt 6 or Alexa Bliss. You know, what is the point? It's embarrassing. If WWE have nothing for her, then just go home and be a mother. Like, you know, like, what's the fucking point? You know, it's like if you're gonna come back and leave your kid at home, then you'd expect them to give you something to do.
It's like Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany Stratton, though, a better match than Charlotte. Charlotte, done and done, man. No one gives a fuck about her. She's probably won about 4 Rumbles. She's had about 12 world titles.
And about 24
Alexa
fucking
Bliss,
plastic surgeries to her face.
Alexa Bliss hasn't really been seen for years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Not a lot of wrestling news, so I had to go with this. Till next time. Peace.